Imagine this. It's a Tuesday afternoon. You're at work, your coworker walks in, sits down, and says nothing. Just stares at their screen. You ask if they're okay. They say, "We lost." You don't even know what sport they're talking about, but the look on their face tells you everything. This wasn't just a game. This was something else entirely. That's the World Cup. And this summer, for the first time in history, it's happening right here, in American stadiums, American cities, American backyards. You don't need to love soccer to feel what's coming. You just need to understand what it means. And that's exactly what this video is for. Every 4 years, 48 nations send their best players to compete in a single tournament. One champion, no second chances. Think of it like the playoffs, but instead of teams from different cities, it's countries, entire nations. And instead of a fan base, you have a population. When Brazil plays, 200 million people are watching. When Morocco plays, half of Africa stops. When the US plays this summer, and they will, every American who's ever said, "I don't really follow soccer," will suddenly find themselves checking the score. The 2026 World Cup is bigger than any previous edition for one simple reason. They expanded the tournament from 32 to 48 teams. That means more countries qualified, countries that have never been here before, fan bases that have waited their entire lives for this moment. More stories, more drama, more reasons to care. Here's what makes the World Cup unlike any other sporting event on Earth. In the NFL, you cheer for your city. In the NBA, you cheer for your team. Maybe because your dad liked them, or because you like the jerseys. In the World Cup, you cheer for your identity, your language, your flag, your history. When Portugal plays, it's not just 11 men on a field. It's the descendant of every Portuguese immigrant who ever left home and never came back. It's the kid in Lisbon who grew up dreaming of this moment. It's an entire people saying, "We exist and we belong here." That's why grown men cry. That's why grandmothers who don't know the offside rule are screaming at their televisions at midnight. No other sport carries that weight. Now, let's get you up to speed. Fast. No jargon. The game is simple. 2 teams of 11 players. 90 minutes. Get the ball in the other team's net. Whoever scores more, wins. If nobody scores, or if it's tied, the game ends in a draw. Yes, a draw. That's legal. Americans always find this confusing. Think of it this way. Sometimes, neither team deserves to lose. In the knockout rounds, if it's still tied after 90 minutes, you get 30 minutes of extra time. And if it's still tied, you get penalty kicks. 5 players, 1 goalkeeper, 1 shot each. Penalty kicks are the most nerve-shredding 5 minutes in all of sports. Nothing in football, basketball, or baseball comes close. You'll understand when you see it. One more thing. There's a rule called offside. It's the one rule that confuses everyone. Here's all you need to know. You can't be sneaking behind the defense waiting for the ball. You have to be onside when the pass is played. That's it. The details get complicated, but that's the idea. You don't need to know every player. You just need a few names to hold on to. The first is obvious. Mbappé, French, 27 years old, the fastest player on the planet. Watching him run at a defender is like watching someone load a different game. He doesn't look like he's playing by the same rules as everyone else. Then there's Vinicius Jr, Brazilian. Pure joy. The kind of player who smiles when he scores and dances in the corner. He plays like he's still a kid on a street court in Rio. And that's the highest compliment in football. And then there are the stories you haven't heard yet. The 19-year-old from a country that qualified for the first time. The goalkeeper who was working at a gas station 2 years ago. The captain playing his final tournament, knowing this is the last time he'll ever wear that jersey. Those are the stories this channel is here to tell.
Here's why 2026 specifically matters, beyond the tournament itself. This is the first World Cup ever hosted in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That means 16 cities across North America. Matches in New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, Chicago, Seattle. You can drive to a World Cup game this summer. For most Americans, soccer has always felt like something that happens somewhere else. In Europe, in South America, on channels you don't have, at hours that don't make sense. Not this time. This time it's here. The stadiums are ones you've been to. The cities are ones you know. The time zone is yours. And the broadcasters know it. Every major US network is covering this. The advertising budgets are enormous. The cultural moment is real. This isn't just a sporting event. It's the moment soccer stops being a foreign sport in America and becomes everyone's sport.
So here's where we are. 48 nations, 104 matches, 1 champion, 6 weeks. It starts June 11th. And if you've made it this far in this video, you're already more prepared than 90% of the people who are going to stumble into this tournament, not knowing what they're watching. This channel exists for exactly that person. Every video we make is built for someone who's curious, not for someone who already knows everything. Next, we're going to talk about the one country that should have won this tournament multiple times, and somehow never has. It's one of the great tragedies in sports history, and almost nobody outside of football knows the story. If that sounds interesting, subscribe, because we're just getting started.